Jesus. Yeah, that wasn't very smooth at all. Hello guys, how are you? David the Franco here from davidthefranco.com. Just last Thursday, I uploaded an updated collection video of my Xbox One games for spring 2016. So I figured why not do the same exact thing today, but for, obviously, as you just saw, my very unorganized PlayStation 4 collection. So let's do just that. Okay, so there is no real order to this. I'll just kind of pick and choose as I go. Oh, and what a great one to start with. Grand Theft Auto 5. Rockstar, you guys are freaking geniuses. This right here is a true example of how you can create a high quality experience. A game that is so freaking large and still set the bar so freaking high. I'm looking at you, Bethesda. More on that in a bit. But guys, come on. Grand Theft Auto 5, what an awesome experience. I give this game so much praise because it came out a while ago, yet I still play it regularly with friends online. And that right there is how you do a game. Constant free DLC with, of course, some promos here and there for shark cards. Yes, I've only purchased one shark card, and I'm very proud to say that because I have several friends who have purchased several shark cards. You know who you are. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, hey, it's a moneymaker for Rockstar, but I'm just giving them props because this game has lasted so long and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So Rockstar, props. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Now I do have the limited edition, I believe, hence this tin case. Yeah, so you get 2 discs. Gotta be honest, Assassin's Creed, it doesn't really do all that much for me. I really enjoyed the first Assassin's Creed on PS3. I was blown away by the acrobatics and the smooth animation, the awesome graphics, just overall a very quality presentation. But over the years, in my opinion, Assassin's Creed has slowly turned into the new Call of Duty. Every year, there's a new Assassin's Creed game, but it doesn't interest me all that much. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't have compared to Call of Duty because I actually enjoy Call of Duty very much. Not every year, but I enjoy the series as a whole. It's just Assassin's Creed, it doesn't do much for me. But hey, Ubisoft, props for coming out with a new title each year, at least lately, because I imagine that requires a lot of work. And speaking of Call of Duty Black Ops 3, I gotta say, in my opinion, a great game overall, definitely a lot better than Call of Duty Ghosts. Sorry, I'm never gonna let that go. How do you leave out CTF? Mind blown. But this game is a lot of fun. I'm not playing it as much as I should be right now because I'm playing other games such as Rainbow Six Siege on the Xbox One and GTA 5 on the PS4, as well as Mortal Kombat XL on the Xbox One, so I'm trying to balance out my time between all these games. But with that said, I promise I will get back into this very soon because it is a lot of fun, it's solid, and well, it's enjoyable. Next up, Uncharted, the Nathan Drake Collection. I have so much to say about this. Not really. I wish I had a lot to say, but my PS4, it crashes every time I launch the first Uncharted game. Every single time at the same exact spot, the first cutscene plays and boom, the game crashes. Now, unfortunately, this is common for a lot of gamers out there, but not only in Uncharted. It can happen in Fallout, it can happen in other games. But for me, unfortunately, it's happening consistently in Uncharted. So for now, I'm putting this aside until I get my new white PlayStation 4 for my gaming setup over at thefrancogaming.com. Follow me on Twitch. Make it happen. However, with that said, I do want to make this clear. I played and finished every single Uncharted game. Quality experience across the board. From PS3 to the PS Vita and soon Uncharted 4 in the PS4, Naughty Dog is the definition of quality experience. And speaking of quality experience, The Last of Us Remastered. Man, not an overhyped game at all. This, I know I'm saying this a lot, but this is the definition of a quality experience. This did not disappoint me one bit. It's everything I loved on the PS3, but more. Remastered, the multiplayer is awesome, and the story, the plot, the characters, I care about all of it. And I cannot say that for many games. This, in my opinion, is an extremely rare experience where I actually care about the characters and what happens to said characters. Now, will we ever get a Last of Us sequel? I don't know. Okay, so there are many gamers out there who say we shouldn't get a sequel, and I agree to a certain extent. I mean, this game is so good that it deserves to not be touched. But then again, it's too good that I think we deserve a sequel. That's just me. Star Wars Battlefront, and I promise I'll speed this up a bit. I realize we're already at about 7 minutes. Star Wars Battlefront, fun game. Not playing it as much as I expected to, but I will get back to it in the future. However, I do have to say this. The sound design, if you have a 5.1 surround sound setup, crank it the volume because Battlefront does not disappoint in that category. The gameplay is a little repetitive, but it's fun enough to enjoy. Destiny, man. I put so many hours into this. Unfortunately, I'm not playing it a lot right now, but I'll get back into it eventually. However, with all the time that I put into Destiny, I have zero regrets. This game is so much fun. There's a lot of people out there who complain about Destiny, but in my opinion, quality experience. Okay, so the gameplay is very repetitive, but it's the kind of repetition that I enjoy, if that even makes sense. It's just very solid. Guitar Hero Live. The most fun I've ever had with a music-based game. You actually feel like you're in front of a live crowd. And the fact that they've taken the time to record cheers and boos like several times over, that screams to me that the developers and the producers of this game really took their time to make it the best ever. And I gotta say, it's a lot of fun. If you do not have Guitar Hero Live, what are you waiting for? Pick it up. You can probably find it on sale with the guitar included. Little Big Planet 3. Overall, pretty solid game, incredible soundtrack. The gameplay is very enjoyable because I'm a physics-based freak. Okay, I'm not physics-based, although technically I'm physics-based because everything we do is based on physics. You guys know what I mean. I love physics. I love physics, and this game does not disappoint in that category. But in terms of the story and everything and the characters, I don't really care how much about that. I just enjoy it because of, well, let me say it again, the physics. Next game, Knack. This game is underhyped, underrated, because I loved every minute of Knack. So yes, the gameplay is the same thing over and over again, but because of the enjoyment factor and the characters that I care about, the music, and especially the difficulty, it kept me coming back for more. And I just really enjoyed how difficult this game was. I mean, guys, come on. One hit and you're dead? Not many games do that. And I give props. I was gonna say to Naughty Dog. This is not Naughty Dog. I believe it's just Sony. So props to Sony for making what I thought was a quality platformer. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. This game is definitely awesome. You see what it did there? Definitive, definitely. I don't need to point that out, it's kind of obvious. But really guys, this game, whew. Again, a quality experience. Man, I'm saying that a lot in this video, but you know what? I think that's a good thing. I like to think I only play quality games. Except for one of them. What a piece of shit. Anyway, Tomb Raider, the Definitive Edition. If you have not played this yet, seriously, what are you waiting for? Just an all-around awesome experience and Lara Croft at her finest. Killzone Shadowfall. This game, I think, is highly underrated. A lot of people called it average because it was a PS4 launch title and it didn't have that much to offer. I have to completely disagree. I played through this game twice and I loved every minute of it. Not only is it very enjoyable, it's also very solid, but the lighting effects, whew, this is the first game on the PS4 that blew my freaking mind. Still to this day, not many games are on the same graphical level of quality that Killzone Shadowfall represents. If there's one game that you would like to demonstrate your PS4's graphical capabilities with, I can't even say that. Pop this in, you will not be disappointed. You can probably get it for like $10 now. Very enjoyable. I don't want to end this video on a bad note, so I'm just gonna get this over with. Fallout 4, one of the most overrated and overhyped games I've ever played in my entire freaking life. I don't see what's so good about this. Okay, so maybe a lot of people enjoy this game because of its vast environments and the character upgrade system and the combat or whatever. But no, like, I don't, look at this. Best of Show, E3 2015 Game Critics Award. Why? Why? There are so much better games out there in this freaking world. I get triggered just thinking about it. People pass this off as a quality experience because it's a Bethesda game. Because it's a Bethesda game, this means that they can get away with glitches and weird occurrences in terms of physics and gameplay mechanics. Why? This game is something you should not own. Okay, I'll put it back in my collection. Maybe it's not that bad. I just get pissed off when people give it a free pass because it's so freaking hyped and it's a Bethesda game. Shame on you. Look at me, I'm getting all red. Battlefield 4. Quality experience, I loved it. Graphics are beautiful, gameplay is a lot of fun. Multiplayer is fun, but I actually enjoyed the single player more on this than I did the multiplayer. Oh man, I cannot wait to read the comments after dissing Fallout 4 and praising Battlefield 4. That should be interesting. But guys, you know what? I'm not afraid to express my opinion. You have your opinions, I have mine. Thief for PS4. I'm kind of embarrassed to own this, but you know what? I forced myself to beat it, and it wasn't terrible. It wasn't that good either. It's just whatever. I love stealth gameplay, so that's the only reason I motivated myself to finish it. Rayman Legends. Quality platformer, beautiful art style, awesome soundtrack, just overall a very enjoyable experience. Guys, if you have not played Rayman Legends and you love 2D platformers, get this. You will not be disappointed. And finally, last but not least, Watch Dogs. Just picture it's like right there. Because my friend Chris is actually borrowing it right now. He's been borrowing it for like 5 years. He tends to borrow games for like decades at a time. But with that said, I'm gonna give you my brief thoughts anyway. Watch Dogs, I thought was a quality experience. Not as refined as Grand Theft Auto 5 is, but certainly interesting enough to play through the entire story. I don't recall much of the story, granted, but I enjoyed the gameplay because of the open world-ness, the sandbox enjoyment, and the hacking. Come on, we all play Watch Dogs because of the hacking, right? Of course. So guys, there you have it. That was dumb. Stop. I also have Infamous, another overrated game, but I don't think it's here. I think it's at Chris's house. Just another example of how Chris takes my video games hostage. But yeah, it's a solid game overall. I didn't love it like everyone else did, but I'm glad I got to play it because it was my first Infamous game ever. So there you go. Back to the video. There is my PlayStation 4 collection. If there's anything I'm missing, let me know. And yes, before you comment, I will be buying The Division very soon, I promise. I still have to buy The Division and Street Fighter V. Those are my next two PlayStation 4 purchases. Probably. So guys, let me know what should I add to my collection besides The Division and Street Fighter V. Let me know in the comments right below. I appreciate it. And of course, don't forget to check out my Xbox One collection as well, because I am not the type to play favorites. If you say PS4 is better than Xbox One, or the Xbox One's better than PS4, shame on you. Don't play favorites. Play anything and play everything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.